UFL fans. Well, we've had two good games now this weekend. In today's game between Memphis and Houston, I said yesterday this could be a very good game, hopefully for the right reasons, and I think it was. And I honestly say this might have been the game of the year so far. But the Houston Roughnecks going to Memphis and managed to win 18-17. And what was a pretty good game. Again, mostly defense. I didn't expect much offense in this game, especially from the Houston side, but they managed to do what they had to do. They brought the defense they had last week. Both teams played well. I mean, take it for what it's worth. But in the fourth quarter, some big Memphis miscues, especially on turnovers, led to some Houston scores. And Houston ends up winning the game despite the very late touchdown with quarterback Troy Williams for 4 yards. And the 2-point conversion attempt failed as it was intended for Kay Lassiter. Memphis did challenge a potential foul, and the play was upheld. They tried the fourth down conversion. That was a bit dramatic. But the Houston Roughnecks are now 1-2. Memphis goes to 0-3 in front of a mighty, and I say this sarcastically, just over 4,700 people, which is actually up from 400 people from last week. On what would look to be, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, what was a very beautiful day in Memphis. Now, if you're at the game or you're from that area, correct me if I'm wrong. But it was a pretty entertaining game. Not much offense. I mean, Nolan Henderson was 10 out of 11 for 80 yards and a touchdown. He did look good. Anthony Brown did play. He was 8-15 at 40 yards. Not so good. E.J. Perry, who, he was looking good for the first 3 quarters, and there was those 2 turbo interceptions in the fourth quarter. Killed him. I was beginning to turn slightly around the corner about E.J. Perry. Last year, I said it. When he was with the Michigan Panthers, I am not worried. Staying up all night trying to figure out how to stop him and Etling. But after last week's game against DC, when he looked real good, he looked good for the first 3 quarters. The fourth quarter day, he reminded me like, yeah, well, now I know why. EJ, 13-20 for 131 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 critical, terrible interceptions. Troy Williams, 4 of 8 for 63 yards, including him running for a touchdown to cut the game to 1 point. They went for 2. Of course, that failed. But defense was today. Marvin Moody had 9 tackles. And one of them for a loss, 6 sole tackles. He was a beast today. So was Keaton Ellis for Memphis. 8 total tackles, 2 of them for losses. So now you wonder what does this for the Memphis Showboats. I was saying I thought Ken Wisenhunt made a big difference last week. His team had an off week today. Let's be honest, and it doesn't get any easy for Memphis. They go to Michigan next week in a big division game. They're already 0-3 to be playing at Ford Field. And as for the Roughnecks play. They'll be home against the Birmingham Stallions. So this is a big win for them too, because next week's game on Fox isn't going to be any easy. That'll be a 6 p.m. game on a Saturday night. So, what do you think about today's game? Was it the game of the year so far? Or did you think it was just happening to be a good game between two bad teams? I still say I think Memphis is a better team than their record, but today they managed to play their worst game against probably their weakest opponent this year. Go figure. And C.J. Johnson, at least he'll have to hear how everyone say he should be fired this week again. Comments down below. Let me know what you think. Again, I'm not going to hold my tongue about the attendance. I know it's a sore subject for a lot of people. I don't like it, but you got to address it. Not even 5,000 people attended a game, despite the way I thought Memphis was playing a lot better on a beautiful day. Again, so correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm overrating the weather right now, because it looked sunny and beautiful down there. But tomorrow we have a doubleheader on ABC. We have San Antonio, Michigan at noon. And then we got the big game of the weekend, in my honest opinion, still the DC Defenders against the St. Louis Battlehawks at the Battle Dome. So for the love of football, we'll talk to you tomorrow.